In the
He's great
dim lights
man.
of a
He's
private
great
training
boxer.
facility,
Olympic champion.
Oleksandr Usyk stepped out of the ring with a look that cut through the silence. His first words after sparring Anthony Joshua weren't loud. They were calm, sharp, and icy. He acknowledged AJ's strength and experience, but behind his steady voice was something more dangerous: confidence with intent. His eyes showed calculation, precision, and a quiet warning. This was only the beginning. Usyk wasn't rattled, he was preparing, composed, focused, a strategist stepping into war.
It's tough.
It's not easy.
It's not easy. It's not easy, absolutely.
Usyk didn't need to raise his voice to make a statement. His presence alone said everything. Anthony Joshua's size isn't just an advantage, it's a weapon backed by intelligence and power. And for Jake Paul, that should be a wake-up call. Facing AJ is nothing like social media hype or influencer boxing. But when the real footage dropped, everything changed. Usyk made it clear: boxing at this level is about timing, strategy, and mental sharpness. Joshua is a calculated storm, and anyone who walks in unprepared gets swallowed by it.
Size doesn't matter. If size matter, king of animal would be elephant.
Yeah.
But if you wanna, you first your skill, your mind.
Anthony Joshua's reaction after the session was almost unsettling. He didn't brag, he analyzed. He spoke about rhythm, timing, and reading an opponent like a chess master, predicting every move. Nothing reckless, nothing wasted. Against him, every exchange is a test. For Jake Paul, this wasn't motivation, it was a warning. Misjudging AJ's timing isn't a mistake. It's a knockout waiting to happen. This isn't just power. This is a champion's mind operating with cold efficiency.
I get hit a few times, he gets hit a few times, he gets hit more, gets hit a bit more.
Eddie Hearn stepped in like a man revealing classified information. He didn't hype Joshua, he broke down the truth. AJ's advantage isn't talent alone. It's the relentless grind behind closed doors. Midnight runs, sparring wars, constant refinement. Jake Paul needs to understand, you don't step into the ring with someone who lives the sport unless you're ready to be dismantled by it. Every improvement Joshua makes is intentional and lethal.
In camp, living in camp, training with him day in, day out. And it made a big difference in the fights. I think he knows that the way that he's going to improve is time in the gym and also...
Derek Chisora spoke like a soldier describing battle wounds. Sparring with Joshua isn't practice, it's survival. Every mistake becomes a lesson. Every lesson becomes a warning. To AJ, sparring is strategy, not chaos. He watches, reads, and capitalizes. For Jake Paul, that's a brutal reality. Underestimating a man who studies your weaknesses while hitting you is a disaster waiting to happen. Experience isn't optional. It's life or death in the ring.
It's totally different. Sparring, you're there to learn. So the guy you knocked out in sparring, he's understand, okay, I did this silly move, that's how I got knocked out. So I'm gonna have to stop doing these silly moves.
Lawrence Okoli talked about the kind of resilience only fighters understand. Getting dropped isn't failure. It's a reset. A moment to prove who you are. Usyk showed the same mental steel after sparring Joshua. No panic, no frustration, just a calm reset and sharp focus. Boxing at this level is psychological warfare. Only fighters who adjust instantly stay alive in the next exchange.
It wouldn't affect what I think of the fight. Getting dropped, once again, it's not the end of the world. People get dropped in fights and still win them. Getting dropped in sparring is what it is. I mean, you just got to be able to dust off and kind of keep going.
Tony Bellew described Joshua like an incoming storm. Powerful, overwhelming, and completely in control. Against an inexperienced fighter, AJ dictates everything: the pace, the range, the pressure. Usyk's sparring wasn't just training. It was a front-row seat to controlled chaos. Bellew's message was chilling. When Joshua wants to control the fight, He does. Usyk saw how preparation and adaptability decide who survives.
Because if Anthony Joshua puts 10-ounce gloves on and gets in a boxing ring and Jake Paul is in the other corner, this won't last long. This will last as long as Josh wants it to last.
Sam Jones didn't downplay Joshua for a second. AJ's power is career-altering. Simple as that. Sparring with him gives Usyk priceless information, exact timing, exact distance, and the perfect rhythm for survival. Watching Joshua up close forces respect, awareness, and a game plan built on precision. Don't blink. What comes next hits harder than a right hook.
Listen, we can all joke, but nobody wants any permanent damage to happen to Jake Paul. But if Anthony Joshua hits Jake Paul with the right hand he hit Francis Ngannou with, he could brown bread him.
Joshua spoke with a cold, focused intensity, the kind that doesn't need theatrics. His mindset is pure fighter, calculated, disciplined, relentless. Usyk's sparring session didn't just test his skills. It exposed him to the mental pressure that elite heavyweights carry. Timing, precision, relentless discipline. These aren't techniques, they're weapons. Understanding AJ's mentality is as important as blocking his punches.
I'm gonna break his face, I'm gonna break his body up, I'm gonna stomp all over him. That's my mentality, right? That's a fighter's mentality, and I know what's in my heart, I know what's in my mind, and I'm here to compete. I'm here to prove myself that I'm the better fighter, so.
Derek Chisora didn't sugarcoat anything. When Joshua decides to end a fight, he ends it. No hesitation, no waiting. The comparison to Ngannou wasn't random, it was a warning. AJ finishes with technique and devastation. For Usyk, sparring with him was a masterclass in timing, survival, and staying composed under fire. Every second forced Usyk to study the trap setting, the pacing, and the pressure. That's what elite fighters do. Blend power with precision and strategy with instinct.
No, I don't back Jack Paul. That means what is it you're doing? He has to smoke him in 3 rounds. The same way he did Ngannou. How many rounds was Ngannou?
2, second round.
Exactly. So he has to smoke him.
Tony Bellew focused on a reality many fans overlook. Joshua's physical size is a problem you can't game plan your way around. Height, reach, weight. These aren't small details. They shape every exchange, and Usyk felt that difference immediately. Sparring with AJ gave him a real look at the force behind every jab, the pressure behind every step forward. Yet Usyk didn't panic. He absorbed it. He studied the timing, learned how to counter, and adjusted his footwork and angles on the spot. Bellew's point was clear. Physical advantages can dictate fights, but Usyk's intelligence and composure show why he belongs among elite heavyweights.
Anthony Joshua, who's now 5 inches bigger than you, maybe more, or 4 or 5 inches, and about 100 pounds heavier. You just don't go from there right up to there. I don't believe it. And I won't believe it until the two of them got 10-ounce gloves on in a boxing ring. Because if Anthony Joshua puts 10-ounce gloves on and gets in a boxing ring and Jake Paul is in the other corner, this won't last long.
Carl Froch delivered his warning with a veteran's honesty. Jake Paul stepping in with someone like Joshua isn't gutsy, it's reckless. Experience matters, especially when the opponent is an elite heavyweight with knockout power and tactical intelligence. For Usyk, sparring AJ wasn't just physical pressure, it was a masterclass. He watched how AJ sets traps, how he controls distance, and how quickly he switches from defense to attack. Usyk's first words afterward revealed a mind processing everything, breaking down the danger piece by piece. Froch emphasized that at this level, confidence means nothing without strategy, discipline, and respect for the man trying to take your head off.